Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. And I hope that you are finishing out this last week of first grade strong. Um, we are doing our last Bible lesson today. All right, so it's going to go with your workbook page 29.4. And this is a reunion with Esau. All right, so once again, I put together those scriptures for you so that I can read it smooth. All right, so today I'm reading from Genesis 33, 1 through 3, and Genesis 33, 4 through 7, and 12 through 20. It's not quite as much. Jacob meets Esau. All right. Jacob looked up, and there was Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the two female servants. He put the female servants and their children in front, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph in the rear. He himself went on ahead and bowed down to the ground 7 times as he approached his brother. But Esau ran to meet Jacob and embraced him. He threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and he wept. Then Esau looked up and saw the women and children. "Who are these with you?" he asked. Jacob answered, "They are the children God has graciously given your servant." Then the female servants and their children approached and bowed down. Next, Leah and her children came and bowed down. Last of all came Joseph and Rachel, and they too bowed down. Then Esau said, "Let us be on our way. I'll accompany you." But Jacob said to him, "My Lord knows that the children are tender, and that I must care for the ewes and the cows that are nursing their young. If they are driven hard just one day, all the animals will die. So let my Lord go on ahead of his servant, while I move along slowly at the pace of the flocks and the herds before me, and the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord in Seir." Esau said, "Then let me leave some of my men with you." "But why do that?" Jacob asked. "Let me find favor in the eyes of my Lord." So that day Esau started on his way back to Seir. Jacob, however, went to Succoth, where he built a place for himself and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place is called Succoth. After Jacob came from Padan Aram, he arrived safely at the city of Shechem in Canaan, and camped within sight of the city. For 100 pieces of silver he brought from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, the plot of ground where he pitched his tent. There he set up an altar and called it El-Ohe Israel. All right. So, not quite what Jacob expected to happen. Esau was super happy to see him. He came running, he kissed him, right? Wants him to come. He says, "Come on," he's happy to meet his family, all these things, right? So Esau has gotten over things. He's let the grudge go. He's living a good life. All right. So, did you notice though the way that Jacob lined up the women and the children? Okay, so they're all his children. But he put the servants with the children, then Leah with her children, and then Rachel finally at the back, because Rachel was the one that he loved the most. But those children that were definitely his were toward the front with the servants that they were born to. All right. So when the men met, like I said, Esau hugged and kissed, and Jacob, you know, was kind, and he had brought him things, and he tells him to go on ahead, that he's going to come bring everything that he's got with him. All right. So, I miss being able to ask you guys the true and false questions. Let's go ahead and look at your book. All right, so like I said, it's 29.4, a reunion with Esau. All right, so number 1 says Max and his sister Mindy had a fight over the television. Max wanted to play video games. Mindy wanted to watch her favorite show. Their mother told the children to stop arguing and fighting. So you see them there, they're back to back. They don't look happy. All right, so now we're going to answer some things about that. It says fill in all the circles that show good ways to stop fighting and to solve the problem. Okay, so these are possible things that we could do. So we're going to fill in the circles next to the things that make sense. Okay, so the first one says Mindy can let Max play his game for 30 minutes. Okay, so that would be a compromise. All right, why don't you play for 30 minutes and then we'll try to watch a show, kind of thing. All right, so fill in that circle. All right, the next one says Max can push Mindy. Yeah, he could push Mindy, but is that the right thing to do? No. All right, so do not fill that one in. The third one says Mindy can cry until she gets her way. This might be how it goes sometimes, but it's not the right way. Just crying until someone gives in, you're not being a very good sport, you're not being a good friend, and that's really manipulating the other person if you're just crying until they give in to you. So also not good. Don't fill that one in. Number 4, Max can let Mindy have the television first. Okay, so kind of like the first one where Mindy said Max could play his game for 30 minutes. Max could let Mindy go first. All right, watch your show and then I'll play my games. So fill that circle in. All right, the fifth one, both Max and Mindy can tell each other that they are sorry for fighting. Regardless of how you work out how you're going to share the TV, absolutely apologize if you've said something harsh or been just, difficult to get along with, to work things out. So fill in that circle. Number 6, I think. Yeah. Max and Mindy can play a board game together. So just do something totally different. Get rid of that TV from the whole argument. That's what I would have done if I was the mom. Okay? So do something else. Get away from whatever it is that is making you disagree like that. So fill that one in. It's a good answer. All right, and the last one says Max and Mindy can forgive one another. Absolutely. Especially your brother or sister, you are together. You're going to be together. You're going to support each other even if you're not best friends your whole life. You're going to have things in common, with your parents and your family and all of these things. And eventually you'll be in an age where you really have to support each other through hard things. So absolutely, always forgive your siblings. If you can forgive other people, that is fantastic. It's what God wants for you. But your siblings, you should definitely be able to forgive because there's going to come a time where you need each other. You need to lean on each other. All right, number 2. Use the word bank to complete the definition of peace. All right. So I didn't define peace for you when I was reading. I skipped over that. But I know that we have talked about it before. So peace is a quietness in my heart because Jesus is with me and has forgiven my sins. So you have peace because Jesus is with you and you don't have to worry about your sin because it's been forgiven by him. All right, so in your word bank, they gave you because, forgiven, sins, with, and quietness. All right, so I'm going to say it again. If you want to go through and put the first letter of each word on the lines, you can go back. If you think you can write fast, I'll try to write slow or read slow. All right, the words are up in that word bank, so you can check there for the spelling. All right, so peace is a quietness in my heart because Jesus is with me and has forgiven my sins. So peace is a quietness in my heart because Jesus is with me and has forgiven my sins. All right, if you need to hear that again, you can rewind me. Number 3, Esau forgave Jacob and the brothers were at peace. Write Esau or Jacob on the line that is closer to each twin. Okay, so remember we learned about what they looked like back when they were born. Okay, and then they talked more about it, I think, before Jacob ran away. Oh, when they were misleading Isaac, yes, because um, they had to put fur on Jacob's arms so that he would feel hairy like Esau, right? All right. So Esau is big and red and hairy. Jacob was smaller, not as strong. Okay, so you look at the picture. Hopefully that's jumping right out at you. One of them is a big red dude, like he's been in the sun a lot. He's like, all right, so that's the first one. So you would be writing Esau on that first line because Esau is on that side of the picture. And then the smaller man is on the other side of the picture, so you would write Jacob. So Esau would be first, then Jacob. If you don't remember how to spell them, look up at the directions right above the picture. There are bold, dark words there. They are Esau and Jacob. All right, so I hope you enjoyed learning about Esau and Jacob and their struggle. Hopefully, you don't have struggles like that with your siblings, but if you do, make sure that you forgive one another. I've so enjoyed being you guys' first grade teacher. This is your last first grade Bible lesson. Um, I hope you liked it. I hope you did good. I hope that you learned something from it about forgiveness and faith and uh, honesty. You know, don't try to trick people, it'll come back around. All right. I love you guys. I miss you guys.